Welcome to Fact Seekers. In this episode, we will learn 5 facts that will blow your mind. Ready? Number 1. In the Philippines, there's an island within a lake on an island within a lake on an island. Vulcan Point is an island within Main Crater Lake. Main Crater Lake is located on Volcano Island. Volcano Island is located in Lake Taal. Lake Taal is located on the island of Luzon. And there you have an island within a lake on an island within a lake on an island. Number 2. Mount Everest might be the tallest mountain above sea level in the world, but is not the closest point to outer space. That distinction instead goes to Ecuador's Mount Chimborazo. So how could this be? The answer has something to do with the shape of the Earth. Our planet is not a perfect sphere. It bulges a little bit in the middle, thanks to the rotation of the Earth. This means that people who live along the equator are a bit further from the center of the Earth and a bit closer to outer space than people at the poles. On a global scale, this difference is not huge. If you are standing at sea level on the equator, you are 13 miles further from the center of the Earth than someone standing at the poles. But because Mount Chimborazo sits only a single latitudinal degree south of the equator, it gets a bit of a boost from the shape of the Earth. So if you measure from the moon, Chimborazo is 1.5 miles closer than Everest. Number 3. Alaska is the westernmost as well as the easternmost state in the U.S. When you look at the map of North America, you may think Alaska, which sits to the west of Canada, as the westernmost state in the United States. But it's also the easternmost state. How so, you ask? Well, due to the fact that it stretches so far from the west that it falls into the eastern hemisphere. In fact, Semisopochnoy Island, part of Alaska's Aleutian Islands, sits less than 10 miles west of the 180-degree meridian that separates the western hemisphere from the eastern hemisphere. In other words, Semisopochnoy and the dozen or so Aleutian Islands lying beyond it are so far west that they're actually east. Politically and even geologically, they're part of North America. But by this strict geographic definition, they're thousands of miles east of North America's Atlantic coast. Number 4. Sudan has more ancient pyramids than Egypt. When you think of pyramids, you may think of Egypt, famous for its pyramids of Giza. But when it comes to the number of pyramids, Sudan has way more pyramids than Egypt. Sudan has between 200 to 255 known pyramids, compared to Egypt's 138. And no, they weren't created by ancient Egyptians who might have wandered further south. Instead, the pyramids in Sudan were built by members of the Kingdom of Kush, an ancient civilization that ruled areas along the Nile River from 1070 BC to 350 AD. While the Kushites started building pyramids about 500 years after the Egyptians were over them, both cultures used them to entomb their dead. Number 5. Bangkok's full name is the longest city name in the world. Bangkok, the thriving yet chaotic capital of Thailand, is a top destination for travelers. The crowds, the smells, and the sights, however, can be both dizzying and intimidating. Because of this, it only seems fitting that Bangkok's full name is more than a mouthful, and certainly takes the award for the longest city name in the world. Here is the full name of Bangkok. Well, they certainly made it easier to pronounce for the visitors by calling it Bangkok. So how many of these amazing facts did you already know? Leave a comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to enjoy more such videos.